Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing an article where there's great news for 40 states. We're going to be going over what that is. Plus, is it possible that we pass a bill in Congress which would eliminate all taxation on Social Security benefits at the federal level? We'll be covering that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock, is just sell for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our first story of today's video, but instead of going into what we were going to go into, first off, we are going to be discussing the debate. First off, let me know in the comments section below if you watched the debate last night between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and leave your thoughts and comments below who you thought won. After I watched it, I didn't stay up and watch it last night. I actually ended up getting up this morning and watching it on YouTube, and wow, I mean, I thought Joe Biden was going to come off, a little bit better, because at the State of the Union, he came off as very sharp, at least in the beginning, with a lot of energy. But to be honest, I never really caught his energy, and he just looked lost. He looked weak up there on the stage. And even though Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I believe the age difference is only like 4 years. It's not like Trump is exactly this really extremely young guy compared to Joe Biden. Even though the age difference is only 4 years, to be honest, Trump looked like he was 20 years younger than Joe Biden did. And in a debate where Joe Biden absolutely needed to have a good performance, considering that he's losing in the polls, he went up there and it was an absolute disaster. Now, do I think that Biden has a chance to recover? Perhaps, because this debate is so early. We still have, another 4 months before the election, and of course we have another debate coming up, unless the DNC decides to go out and replace Biden, or Biden decides to drop out of the race, and we have Newsom, the governor of California, come in to rescue the day for the Democrats. Things aren't looking too good for Biden. It'll be interesting to look at some of the polls that come out after this debate, if they're going to widen even further in Trump's favor, or what exactly is going to happen. They did touch base very shortly on Social Security. They didn't talk much. They asked both what they would do as far as the solvency for Social Security. Biden just said that he was going to raise taxes on the wealthy. He didn't mention a number. Previously, he has mentioned raising taxes on those earning above $400,000 per year. But again, nothing really seriously talked about Social Security, so that's not really much of a surprise there. Trump did mention that Biden was wanting to kill off both Social Security and Medicare by allowing the illegal immigrants coming into the country and giving them Social Security, which then, of course, would deplete the fund and make it so people would be receiving benefit cuts even faster. But that's really all they talked about in regard to Social Security. But again, leave your thoughts and comments below. Would definitely encourage everyone to watch the debate if you have not already. Now, diving right into the first story of today's video, this one is from the Motley Fool. They say, here is great Social Security news for retirees in these 40 states, and could be better news for those in the other 10. So they say that the safety net that Social Security provides for millions of people is why it's one of the U.S.'s most important social programs. You may not like seeing Social Security taxes being taken from your paychecks during your career, but there's comfort in knowing you'll reap some of the benefits on the back end in retirement. Unfortunately, like some other forms of income, Social Security benefits may be subject to taxes. Most people won't have to worry about losing some of their checks, but a portion of retirees will. So unfortunately, in 2024, there are still 10 states that tax your Social Security benefits if you earn above a certain amount. Now, there are 40 states that do not tax you a single dime, so obviously that's good news, and honestly, it should be all 50 states that do not tax your Social Security benefit, because remember, during your working years, you're being taxed. There's money being pulled out of your paycheck, money that could be spent, otherwise on rent, groceries, or whatever other emergencies might pop up, and that money is going to the trust fund. And then whenever you finally start receiving your benefit, it's taxed once again and pulled right out once again. So completely unfair there. But here's the list of the 40 states. Of course, we have Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Delaware, Florida, and Georgia. Obviously easier to go over the states that do not, or that do tax your Social Security benefits. And these, of course, still include Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, Minnesota, Montana, New Mexico, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, and West Virginia. And they go on to say that even if you're living in one of these 10 states, you may not always be subject to taxes. States are constantly changing their rules and more often than not, making them more recipient friendly. Colorado, for example, is expanding its exemption to people 55 to 64 in 2025 if their adjusted gross income is $75,000 or less for single filers, or $95,000 for couples filing jointly. States like Missouri and Nebraska tax Social Security benefits until this year, and West Virginia wants to do away with its tax by 2026. And I believe actually they recently did do away with their taxation in a bill that was passed and signed by the governor into law. Now, of course, they go on to say here that avoiding state taxes doesn't mean you'll avoid federal taxes. So if you know Uncle Sam, then you know he's always out to get his cut. Ain't that the truth? Regardless of your state's specific Social Security rules, federal rules apply to everyone. And they say to calculate your tax bill, the IRS uses your combined income, which includes your AGI, adjusted gross income, any non-taxable interest, and half of your yearly Social Security benefits. So you can see the income brackets there, 0 up to 50, up to 85%. So if you're filing single and you earn less than $25,000, then you're not going to be taxed on any of your benefits. And if you're married, it only gets bumped up to $32,000. It really should be $50,000 because it's two people. And then, of course, for filing single, 25 to 34% is going to be up to 50% of your benefits possibly taxed for single, and for those married filing jointly, it's going to be 32 to 44%, up to 50%. And then finally, we had that upper tax bracket, up to 85% of your benefits could be taxed. Now, there's actually a bill in Congress right now, which rightfully so would remove all taxation on your Social Security benefit. Once again, you're paying taxes on your paycheck during your working years, which then goes into the Social Security Trust Fund. You're already paying taxes on this money, and the government once again wants to take money out of the money that you'd already been taxed on. They're wanting to double tax your money. Completely unfair. And there is a bill out there that would remove that by Representative Angie Craig. We can see up here on her official website, it says bill would help improve Social Security's long-term solvency and reduce the federal debt. So today, U.S. Representative Angie Craig announced new legislation to eliminate federal taxes on Social Security benefits for seniors. And we can see here that the bill would be paid for by raising the cap on the Social Security payroll tax, so higher earning Americans continue paying into Social Security. And according to a nonpartisan analysis, Representative Craig's bill would allow the Social Security Administration to continue making all payments on time and in full through 2054, which would be 20 years longer than the current projection of 2034. And this is a bill, it's going to be the You Earn It, You Keep It Act. And we can see up on congress.gov, right now the bill does have 11 co-sponsors. Now, all 11 co-sponsors happen to be Democrats. Republicans right now are not in support of this bill because of the fact that it would raise taxes on Americans. I believe it's set at $400,000 per year. Republicans are completely opposed to raising any more taxes. They believe that we Americans already pay enough taxes, and they do not want to keep adding more and more over time. So until they come up with a plan, honestly, they should remove all taxation on people who receive Social Security benefits, and they should not attach it to anything, because once again, you're paying taxes during your working years to receive this money. The money that you receive that you already paid taxes on, you should not have to pay taxes on once again. It just does not make any sense whatsoever. But leave your thoughts in comments below on that. But that's all we have for this video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.